What I want young men, and I say young men, young women too, but the fucking angry young men, what I want you guys to understand is that you have every fucking right to be pissed off. You're in an age group where you were made a lot of fucking promises. You did things right. You went to trade schools. You went to college. You were told that if you did these things, you would ultimately land in a job that pays really good, and you would be able to take care of your family. The fact of life is nothing is cheap anymore. You can't find a cheap apartment. You can't find a cheap house. You can't find fucking cheap groceries. You can't find cheap insurance. You can't find a cheap car. You can't find anything. There is no fucking way to get ahead in this country, and it is not your fault. It is the fault of people like myself, the older generation, and older generations before me. Congress is a bunch of old fucking codgers that don't care what happens 20 years down the road, so they do things that happen now. But what I can say is I don't believe that the current Democratic Party, as it stands, would have made life a whole hell of a lot better. I don't believe that. I think they wouldn't have made things as bad. They definitely wouldn't have made things as bad, and here's why. Number one, they wouldn't have tried to strip away healthcare, regardless of how bad fucking ACA is, and it's not a fucking good thing. It worked for people for the most part. If they were going to come up with a new plan, they should have also come up with a new plan. They didn't, because it's the same established Democrat. It's a bunch of old fucking people that just care about power. I also know that if there was a Democrat in there right now, they wouldn't be threatening to fucking goddamn garnish your wages because you took out student loans and you can't afford it because the job market sucks absolute dick. A job market that has lost 1.1 million jobs as of September, but we have no other data to fucking go on. So it might be 1.5, it might be 1.6 million, where we keep losing jobs, and they keep talking about the innovations of AI and how it's going to cause more job loss, and how eventually through all this, you're going to get universal basic income. To believe that is a bunch of fucking bullshit. The other thing, tariffs. I can tell you that Democrats would not have slapped tariffs on these fucking companies. And the reason they wouldn't have is because they would have realized it was a tax on the American people, and that would have hurt the people that are already hurting, right? It's hurting the people that are already hurting. Secondly, it should not absolutely be your fault and your responsibility to foot the bill for these fucking companies that left. When I was growing up, these fucking companies left. The company that I worked for left and went to a different state because they had a better tax fucking bracket, and they didn't have to deal with a union of which I was involved with. So what did I do? I basically got here's 6 months of pay, toodaloos. I've been watching this my entire life. And then what those companies did is they were like, guess what? We can go overseas and we can get slave labor. It don't fucking matter. And every single time they raked in a profit, instead of reinvesting back into the people or back into infrastructure or back into anything in the United States, they threw it in the fucking stock market. Stocks went through the roof, and that's all they fucking care about, because it's all about fucking just gaining wealth and never spending any of that money back on people. And with the tariffs, they're pushing the responsibility on you for them fucking leaving. We're talking about billion-dollar companies. We're talking about companies like BlackRock and State Street that fucking own everything. I mean, everything. They're in every facet of your life. They can afford to bring these companies back to the United States and pay fair wages, and they choose not to. But ultimately, they want to tax you through the tariffs. I will say this. The new Progressive Party is a party that is fucking pushing for FDR-like reforms, complete and utter reform, complete and utter money out of politics. Fucking corporations need to pay their fair share. And the taxes that will fucking be brought in with them will at least provide you with the fucking dignity of having life, like having insurance where you don't have to worry about going to the doctor, having fucking food, having all of the necessities, a roof over your head that doesn't cost a goddamn fortune. That's what the new Progressive Party, like I said, I do not think the current Democrats that are in there would have fixed these problems. But I can tell you one thing, the progressive fucking lineup is people that are willing to say, listen, these companies have more than enough money to fucking be able to take care of people, and to fucking completely rely on universal basic income, which if that was the case, I feel like the companies might have actually fucking, started giving us some of that back if they truly cared about the people. It's all a big fucking race to AI, ultimately just to wipe fucking people off of this fucking planet so they can have it for themselves. Everything needs reforming. This government is a complete fucking shit show. This fucking DOJ is a fucking shit show. Everybody's fucking corrupt, and it needs to be completely rebuilt. And we cannot do it. And I understand some of you are hardliners, but you can't do it with the existing people that are in Congress. The existing people. I don't care how fucking sweet they talk to you, and some of the things they say. 90% of them need to go on both sides. 90%. There is no way out of this with the existing people in there, and you need to vote young. You need to vote young. Inexperienced, I don't give a shit. I don't care if it's some fucking person that works at McDonald's. I don't give a fuck, but you need to fucking vote young. We cannot have these old people fucking dictating our lives. The fucking boomers have sucked everything they possibly can out of this society, and they don't give a fuck anymore. Just look at fucking Trump today, talking about homes. Well, we don't want to necessarily pump too many homes in the economy because we don't want all of these investments that these companies and these people have in their homes to dip. So it's never about you. It is never about you. It's all about the fucking bottom line for these corporations. But again, the tariffs should have never been put in place. These companies are richer than fucking rich. They could have brought fucking shit stateside. They could have done things, and they could have done it without causing inflation, because the biggest fucking con they have ever told you was every single time somebody gets a raise, there's inflation. Well, nobody's been getting raises for the past fucking 15 years. Hardly anything to even keep up with inflation, yet it keeps rising because they control the fucking means. They control everything. Your food, your rent, your fucking energy, all of that. They control it all. All. And it's almost all the same fucking players. So you might be able to freaking get lower rent here, then ultimately they're going to take it somewhere else. The monopolies need to be fucking split up. You guys should be able to go out there and create competition. Healthy fucking competition. Mom and pop stores should be the fucking norm. These are all things that the fucking New Progressive Party is focusing on. We can talk about fucking immigration and all that, and it needs reforming. It needs massive reform. But ultimately, those 30 million or whatever fucking amount of people are not the root of all of your problems, because this has been a problem prior to fucking Biden. This has been a problem for fucking years, where the wages haven't kept up. And all the Progressive Party is saying, we want workers' fucking rights. If it has to be a nationalized union for everybody, so fucking be it. The tax dollars, they need to stop going fucking overseas. It seems like every goddamn time one of these motherfuckers, a country that starts with an I and ends with an L, says jump, we send them money, or we do their fucking bidding. Enough of this bullshit. And now we're gonna go to fucking war, ultimately to make oil companies even fucking richer than they already are. It's fucking insanity. So you have every fucking right to be pissed off, and I understand why you voted the way you voted, because you saw somebody who was going to be an agent of change. That was a fucking con job, and I'm sorry, but it was a con job, and many people got conned into it, and you are not alone. But the only fucking way out of this is, number one, getting to the fucking out and voting. And if you are a hardliner on one side, that's fine. I would rather have you voting for somebody new than somebody existing, even if you are not siding with the progressive me, or you don't think those ideologies matches what you think. But ultimately, until we take the fucking money out of politics, and we take them a lot of the money out of these corporations and filter it back into the system, we're never going to get ahead. Right now, they are printing on billions of dollars a month, which will end up being trillions of dollars, devaluing your fucking money, and ultimately making inflation spike beyond control again to prop up banks. Why are we propping up banks for making bad bets again? It's the same story over and over. When you guys need something like food, housing, energy, anything, you don't get it. But when it comes time for the banks to get their money, they always get it. It's always you. And just same with the tariffs. When it comes time for these companies to build it in the United States and make America better, they won't do it. We have to foot the bill. That's bullshit. And you should be fucking upset. But just understand, I know where you're fucking coming from.